there's women out there that want greatness for themselves. And they want to be with a great man. Don't lie to them that you want greatness for yourself, right? Because they wasting their time with you when they could be helping a great man.
Joe Biden's son has finally been convicted of gun charges.
That go-getter mentality ain't in everybody.
Seen the good brother Bun B just went to court last week.
Oh yeah, when he was crying and stuff.
Yeah, he actually got on the stand, you know, and started crying. But I'm gonna give y'all the backstory right quick.
And I just want everybody to be honest with themselves. I think that's just really what it comes down to. He push past those feelings and he think about his vision. He think about his will, his plan, his ideas, and shit. He execute. That's man.
If it's a problem, it's a solution.
That's not acceptable for men to do.
I'm building, I'm writing down my goals, and I'm executing, I'm on my mission, tunnel vision.
I like the setting of man to man. Man, this is like a safe space to just speak freely upon everything.
Like, we talk like men.
Peace to the God.
Peace to the God. What's happening, man?
What's happening with you, man? How you doing?
Good to see
today,
you, man. I'm good back. You know what I'm saying? Arms out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No CD Summers.
We been back in the gym, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I done got up a couple times this week. Went, you know.
No, he did twice, literally.
Nah, I
When
did.
he said a couple times, he mean like
I ain't
a couple for real.
I only lie to police and judges, first of all. So yeah, I did tell the truth. But anyway, how was your you know, the last couple of days, man? You know, I've been out of commission.
Oh yeah, you was blind for a few couple of days. Tell the people about that, man. Listen, you know, first of all, it's been busy. You know, I don't know if we talked about this last time. Like, what does it take to live your 100% life?
Yeah.
And you know, today been like a super productive day, right? I had like 5-6 calls, closed all of the calls, all of it successful. I heard a man talking about like, you know, there's a lot of people who sell, but not a lot of people who close. And I had to think about that. I'm like, you say, okay, let's say take this shirt for instance, right?
Yeah.
You like the shirt, right? That's your style, right? You see yourself wearing it, right? If I get 3 yeses, close. And I've been kind of taking that approach with when I'm talking to people, like, let's close a deal and move forward on it. And let me know, and the way I've been approaching it is like really asking people, what do you want out of it? Because I don't want to close you on what I want. Like, what is your ideal deal?
How do you feel like it'll serve you?
Right. Like, how can you get the most value? Like, I even took a smaller percentage on the deal today, specifically for that reason, because I felt like, you know, you're going to be more incentivized if I give you more points on the deal. And I'm not greedy. Like, I want it to work, right, for the purpose of the impact and making it work. And of course, it got to make financial sense. But, you know, I just been really following up and following through and getting things done and learning how to work when my energy is high, right? And understanding how to cultivate that. And that's why I tell people, when you're going for your 100%, you have to focus on your body first, right? Because your body is the vehicle that's going to get, you know, all of your ideas out and all of your goals out. So this week has really been a very productive week for me, right? Working out mentally, physically, and then like executing things on a business front.
So when you say that, right, because you know it's mental health month for men, you will put physical body health above mental health? Because
No, I feel like
your
they
mental
the
health
same.
gotta go first.
They correlated the same, right? Because the physical is gonna help you mentally, right? There's something called the glymphatic system, right? Your glymphatic system, right? It's talking about flushing out the neurotoxins in your brain. So if you don't get enough sleep, you're gonna wake up foggy brain, right? And sleep is not what's activating that glymphatic system. It's going to be like working out, being active. Yeah. So movement is necessary. And also, like, for a person that's like depressed, go work out, right? There has been studies that have shown that, you know, active exercise and working out at least 30 minutes to an hour a day actually help, right? Relieve those symptoms of so-called depression, which for me it's a lack of movement. It's a lack of activity. It's a lack of motion. So, you know, it also keeps your brain more focused, right? It helps your blood circulate, right? It has all of these very beneficial and positive things that come along with working out daily. Challenge yourself daily.
I can agree to that, because I ain't gonna lie, y'all. When I work out, I have better days. Even like waking up, making my bed, I have a clear day. Every time I make and I've been practicing that lately, right? Like for sure, making my bed before I do anything and leave out the house. I've been doing that, and I've been having like straight day. Like everything been flowing.
Now, so it's like, why wouldn't you want to? And here's the important thing about working out is doing it when you don't want to. I think that's the best workouts is when you don't want to. Because I've had plenty of days I just don't want to go for whatever reason. It's just everything is telling me F that gym, and then those are the days I'm like, I need it the most because that's when I work the most things out. Right, I'm working my mindset more than anything than my body. My body is fully capable. Right, the capabilities of my body from yesterday and today did not change. Right, but it's my mind that's telling me this enough, and I'm stretching my mind, right, to let it know, like, no, I'm changing the baseline. I can do more. So I'm going in there, right? So now it becomes easier for me to handle the next time. So when I go and have them workouts where I really don't feel like doing it at all, I'll be by myself, and it's like, bro, you really about to go in here and stress yourself and test yourself to the limit? And it's like, yeah. And it happens when, all right, I'm about to do one more. And then I'm like, come on, man, you got another one. That one was too easy. Then you start trying to trick yourself saying that was enough. And it's like, bro, that wasn't. Go to success, right? Because I always say, don't go to failure, go to success. So when I go to success and it's like, all right, I've put my body under stress that forces it to grow. It's the same thing when you put your mind under stress and challenge, it forces you to grow. And now you can handle more.
Why you always get on the Stairmaster when we go to the gym?
I don't Stairmaster. Shout out to my brother Wall Street Trapper. I was talking with my good brother Wall Street Trapper. He was talking to me about the Atlanta Stairmasters. I was telling when we work out, and shout out to all the people who Stairmaster, because I think utilizing the steps and whether y'all doing Pilates and what's the Billy Blanks workouts, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Billy Blank, the Tabo champs out there. For everybody to do those kind of workouts, that's good. It's good to add it too, right? Cardio is very important.
Jumping rope,
right? Now relax. You went too far. Jumping rope is necessary. That's boxing stuff. Now you giving credit where credit ain't due. Now you going too far. So anyway, the cardio is necessary. You feel me? But if you're going to have, and I'm talking about the 60-day challenge, I seen Wall Street Trapper and 500 and the rest of them. I'm like, if you're going to have a challenge, it's really a warrior man challenge, right? It's not just about, we don't want to see you just, doing Tabo. You feel me? We don't want to see you just doing Pilates. You know what I mean? We don't just want to see the Stairmaster champions. We want to see that warrior strength, right? You can be out running. Hit the weights, do the pull-up, do the calisthenics, right? Add that on top of everything else, right? I think when you're trying to skip the stress, right? Because you get a runner's high when you run. So that becomes a little easier for a lot of people. They love doing that. You get that runner's high, but like that weight, it's really no matter how many times you pick up that weight, it's going to be heavy, right? No matter how buff you are, it's still going to be tough. And it's like going in there, like I like what Michael Shee says, going in there and purposely putting yourself, right, under stress, right, for the purpose of growth, that's real manhood. So in this era, this is what I want to see more, a bigger gym culture in the Black community. There's a huge gym culture out there, right? I've seen so many different dope trainers and things of that nature and people out there really teaching. I want to see that gym culture and that active culture grow, right? In the high level club, we got the hike club, we got the bonfires, right? We gonna have the sound healing, the sound baths, right? There's gonna be some marathons going on. I want to see more of that active culture. Be outside, right? Get in motion, move, because as we talk about mental health, we're talking about brain health. And if you're talking about your brain health, you're going to need to be active, right? Same thing as you getting older. I know some people as they old, the way that their telomeres is gonna age a little faster than some people, right? Because of the stress that they under. Their brain is going to go through that degenerative process quicker, right? Than some people. They're gonna lose that memory, right? That mental sharpness, that ability to retain information quicker. And whether it's the physical working out, and then it's the mental of like reading, and that's why we got the book club. That's a whole nother level as well. And then I'm asking people like, why haven't you started your financial journey of like investing? And so it's easy for me to take a person through like the physical, right, and the mental and like the spiritual routes. And when you clear all of that blockage out the way, everything that's left next is to do the things that build up your life, right? So financially, we can now start talking about how we're going to, give you a financial plan and set up your banking and your credit and your trust and all of those other different areas in life that you're going to need. And, dollar cost averaging, putting away a certain amount of money every single month, so that when you hear news about the stock market, it benefits you, so you actually care about it. But I think that there's challenges in front of people today from a mental and a physical level that they're not getting over. And then it's the opposite of people who start from a financial incentive and now physically, right? That's where they need to start because they got this money but no energy. They tired, they're overweight, and they have to get into those Olympics to try to catch up.
Now, something that happened over the past weekend that I want to bring, to everybody's attention. We ended up doing a bonfire.
Yeah.
And we did a ritual or whatnot to where everybody who was at the bonfire had to write down their goals, whether it was mental, physical, spiritual, and financially. And the whole purpose of writing these goals down was, we at the 6-month mark of the year, the year halfway over. And it was just basically putting you back in the mind frame of what you need to get done for the remainder of the year, And when I say I needed that again, because, sometimes we can be so busy and get distracted and put our attention toward other things when we might lose focus of the things that are important. And I want to ask you a question. What you learned from that?
As I was talking, it's an immersive experience. Like, having a world that's like you got to think about world designing, right? How you design your world, right? That is reinforcing and reminding you of your journey in life, right? That is affirming that journey in life, because the phone can be the thing that helps you manifest or the thing that distracts you the most. Are the calls that you receive, are they talking and giving you information, resources, education, guidance, inspiration towards, right, your journey of success, right, your journey of goals and things of that nature? Or is it information completely opposite of what you want to be focused on? So every time you get a call, you got to audit that, like, nope, that's not have anything to do with my ideas, goals, and journey. Are people sharing information, right?
Yeah.
Articles, news, scientific research, testimonials, podcasts, YouTube videos, whatever that has something to do with my goals and journey. So it's like, first, it's like you infecting the people around you with all of your ideas, so that when they talking to you, they understand that these are my interests. I know you probably want to call, gossip, talk about things that's going crazy in the world, but I'm going to tell you the only things that I'm interested in, so that if you call me, I know that it has to be in line with what I have going on and what I'm doing, because otherwise, I'm not interested. And so it's like you are world building in the sense that the people that you have, you're helping them become greater influences on you to help you along that journey. And so when I'm sitting down at the bonfire, one of the rituals was write down, a goal in like the 4 areas, mental, physical, financial, spiritual. And then before you throw it in the fire, remember it so that it's on your head, right? Like, I want you to like really think about it, reflect on it. That contemplation is important. Spend some time contemplating and reflecting on it, right? And then the last piece that I had everybody do was, what is your why? Right? Why is it? Because a lot of people have these goals, but they can't tell you immediately why. And the why is why you're going to stick to it, right? And so that's going to make it stick in your head that, hey, I forgot what the goal is, but I remember what the why was, and the why going to keep you going. Yeah. And so once you had it, I said, once you have that memorized, now put that in the fire, right? Because now you don't need the papers in you. It's not on you. And so the idea was, can you get your mind currently fixated on your ideas and goals that is at the forefront of your focus? Because if your ideas and your goals aren't, then what is? And that's what you're producing. That's the reality that, your life is ultimately going to go down this rabbit hole of, what's on your mind, what's on your emotions, what's on your feelings. And so we got so much unnecessary things, and we be wondering, why is this the world I'm building? Well, that's what's on your mind. That's what's actually on your heart subconsciously. This is what you're trying to put on your mind, but this is the life that you're actually manifesting, because this is what you're actually thinking about.
Yeah.
And so you can't trick your mind in the sense that just because you say something, that's what you believe. That's not how it works. So we're fast vibrating molecules of frequency. And so whatever is on our subconscious frequency, right? Whatever's on our emotional frequency is what we're emitting, right? Not on your thinking frequency. So you have to impregnate yourself, right, with those ideas. So that's what you're giving birth to. And a lot of people, they on the forefront of their mind is negativity, is devastation, is fear, is anxiety, is worry, is doubt, is abandonment, is issues, is trauma, is all of these things. And you be like, why is this the world I'm manifesting? You are successful. Your mind is working. You're just successfully producing the life that is on your emotional and subconscious frequency. And you want to have the thoughts that is on your conscious mind that you're trying to embed to be the reality that you're producing. I ran into Michael Beckwith of The Secret, and that's what they talked about in that movie a lot. You know, it's like whatever's on your mind, you're going to produce.
But
whatever's in your emotions, you emit.
It goes back to them phone conversations, them idle conversations too, because you can, like you said, you can be focused and getting all your shit done, but people will project what they thinking on you.
Bro, think about like a dream.
I'm gonna tell my people right now, don't put me down as an emergency contact, man. Please don't. I don't got time
put me
for
down
that.
as an investment contact, a celebration contact. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got me in. Oh, if you go down, call Keys. No, if you go up, call Keys. You know what I'm talking about?
Fast, cause
people always calling me with problems and not
trying
profits.
to make your day dark, and then they get mad when you got to break it down and explain it to them like this.
I don't put my emotion. People be wondering why you dream such crazy stuff. What did you intake throughout the day? You know what I mean? I think dreams are a perfect representation of like why our lives become what they are. We be having crazy dreams and we be like, why is that? What did you intake? Right? Because we think about food. If you got diarrhea, if you got constipation, if you got some sort of issue with your bowel movement, right? You gonna know why. Because you gonna think about the food that you've been eating that previous week. Right? But when we think about our mental diets, why is all this crazy stuff on our mind? Well, what have you been intaking over the last week? What's on your mind? Right? And so our dreams become this amalgamation of all of these things that's on our heart, mind, spirit, soul, and it start playing out. And you're like, oh, I said, well, I dreamed of that because I watched this show. Or, oh, they called me about that. Bro just told me about something crazy that happened last week. Now that's in my dream. So it's like, you got to understand that we literally are these machines that like manifest realities, right? From internal and external dimensions. And you have to be careful what you put in yourself because you're going to be producing that thought in one way or another, whether it's just your internal world, right? And if you have enough power, then you're going to create an external force that becomes that reality as well.
Is it ever okay to intake some of those things every blue moon? Like for an example, I call myself, I haven't watched a horror film in like years. So I sat down last week and I actually sat down and watched that new TV show entitled Them. And it was good. It had me watching it because I'm like, damn, I ain't seen no movie that was actually like a little scary, a little cringy in a long time. Like, what's your thoughts about that? Like, is it ever okay for it to be entertainment sometimes?
It's tough to say because the technical answer is like, they say just one sip of alcohol is bad for you, right? So you gotta kind of look at it like that. Like, it's kind of like you taking a shot. You know what I'm saying? It's not good for you. You feel me? Regardless of how you slice it. It's not good for you because it's literally meant to cause stress and trauma in your life. It's literally meant to induce fear. So anything that's meant to induce fear in you is not good. Right? It's like there's no way that nobody can explain why alcohol is good because it's not meant to be good for you. It's meant to take you out of control and out of your spirit and lower your inhibitions, right? There's not a positive effect to it. So, you know, it's all things in moderation, right? As you consider to pick your poisons, but you can't never look at it as a healthy habit. Right. So I feel like even though we do it, I think the better way to look at it is it's like it's liquor. You know what I mean? It's alcohol, right? It's still poison that I'm intaking. I just feel like I can handle a little bit of poison.
Yeah. So I mean, on the way here to the shop, we was riding up here, and you was like, man, I can control my phone with my mind. So he like, tell me which app to click on, you know. So I'm telling him, you know, it ain't work. You know what I'm saying?
No, it did work.
I mean, it barely worked, but
I can prove it.
Come on, let's talk about these new Apple updates, man. You know,
all right.
What's your best update that they did?
So I got 2 phones, and I use one of them to do the update to check it out on the iOS 18. I wouldn't say the best because it's not a full update yet.
Yeah.
It's a beta update, right? So it's not your mind you controlling it, it's your eyes, right? So you control it with
I knew he was camping.
your eyes. I wouldn't sign up for nothing like that. You feel me? But it's your eyes that you can
Straight
control
up.
it. I think that's an unnecessary feature for the most part. You know, there's going to be application for some people, disabled people, and things of that nature. You know, but especially where the software is right now, I think the eye tracking is not that good, and you know, it's just too many complications in it. But they got that one. You can do voice control as well. The Siri is updated to where it can create actions within your phone, so I can tell Siri go look up this email, and it would do it. Right, you can tell it to open different apps and pursue actions. That's going to be the long term. I think there's a danger in this whole thing now, because the Apple Intelligence can be in iOS 18, and I think by the time we get to iOS 19, right, I think it's game over, like 100%. This is their introduction with their iOS system. By the time we get to iOS 19, which is AI 1.9, right, is going to be like global domination. And Apple has, you know, billions of users, right? And amongst all of these devices, and they're now about to get access to all of your information to so-called the way they say it is to be able to create a custom AI, personalized AI on device. Now they claim that this is not, you know, taking your data, right? Is using your data that's on your phone on a local server of your phone, so on device, and they claim that it's safe to where this information, right, cannot be siphoned by anybody else. So because they saying it's not collecting your data, basically. You know, we know that I just know that Apple doesn't have a strong, honest relationship with the consumers, right? As far as them being honest, they were stopping iPhones from working, right? Because they wanted more people to update. They wanted people to buy new phones, and they got sued for that, right? So Apple's going through lawsuits and anti-monopolies and a multitude of different things. And Elon Musk, right, was like, yo, I'm gonna ban these phones if they do that, because you got to understand like what kind of map that gives you. It gives you access essentially to all the information of all of these different companies, how the employees operate, how they move, the algorithms of their movement, right? You're going to be able to query and utilize that information in ways to where you can tell things about people, patterns, so much stuff that if they were to utilize that data, collect it and sell it, right, that's extremely dangerous. But let's say it's just powerful, just Apple. Just think about Apple having that they're not selling it to nobody else, but they're using it. Like what kind of machine could they create? Because we know that OpenAI is spending, you know, billions of dollars to create a super AGI, right? That's going to require multiple nuclear facilities to power, and they're partnered with Apple. So you're looking at OpenAI and Apple, and once they have a machine like that that can take all of that data, right? They may, and you talking about these quantum machines, they may not need to collect data in the conventional way that we think of it, right? They may be able to use data in some way that we don't even know, in a way that they can pattern map things. And I think that just gives them too much control over society. And I don't think AI regulation is going to catch up to the capabilities until, you know, maybe when people trying to create their own AI, then they're going to regulate it. But these AIs have already been trained on public's data to where they have already built their machines. So it's like, hey, change the law after, right? We collect and build our megalithic God machines, then change the law so nobody else can do it.
And that's not like the only way that data is actually being collected when it comes to your personal data. I seen I made a news clip the other day that shows your vehicle takes your personal data.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
So far beyond just tracking your location, they know your gestures, they know your sexual orientation, your phone conversations, everything. And you sign them in the fine print when you buy the cars. You know, they got the sensors on the cars with the microphones and all of that. So you just got to be careful out here living in this AI world, because ain't nothing off limits no more. You know,
Right.
So in other news, right? Let's get in a little bit political news. Joe Biden's son has finally been convicted of gun charges. And you know, of course, Joe Biden says he gonna let his son go to jail if that's what he got to do. You know, how you feel about this?
I think that's part of the political warfare that's going on between his son is collateral for this. If I was the president, I would pardon my son. You know what I'm saying? I just always thought about when I was younger, if I was president, what I would do. I'd pardon all the
Getting all
homies.
the dogs out.
Yeah, I'll go full Donald Trump on them. Like, I'm pardoning everybody. You feel me?
He might be cellmates with Donald Trump's. You never know.
The question I think somebody had asked, like, would Donald Trump pardon? I heard Brad Pitt talking about how it's the sins of the father karmic cycle coming on the son, right? Which can definitely be true in this case. You know, I think it's a political war. It's funny. I've been seeing Plies become a political commentator and a shield for the Democrats heavily. But you know, it's one of those things where it's just a political war, right? I don't like to have too many takes on a political war because I don't like to, I'm gonna be honest, I'm just one of them people, I don't like jail. I don't like to see people go to jail no matter what it is. So I don't know how to celebrate a man's downfall in that capacity. But in a sense to where there's a political war and political chess, I seen that move already happening, and I feel like he had to be a sacrifice so that the Democrats can seem equal across the board. Right. But especially if them after they've been going after Donald Trump heavily, they've been figuring out any and every way they can. So for them to the Hunter Biden laptop thing had became a huge thing. You know, he was smoking crack, hookers. He was doing deals with Russia, all kind of crazy stuff. You feel me? So I think it's just it's another day in America to where, you know, crackhead goes to jail. I don't think it's nothing crazy.
But now, speaking of you not, you know, being the advocate of seeing people go to jail.
And I don't mean that I like got some sympathy for the guy or nothing like that nature. I just don't have my heart to see the prison system be filled with more people. And it ain't got nothing to do with Hunter Biden whatsoever, right?
That's facts.
It's just, I really think about the black experience when I'm talking about these things. It's just, when I think about the prison system, I just seen my brother out there in Philly. He was like, man, Philadelphia would take $50,000 per citizen, right? Per year for, you know, jail cells as far as they budget, but they only putting 10 to 11,000 towards education. So that lets you know that, you know, they building out these prisons and they would rather you go to goddamn prison than get educated and get free.
Prison monetizes off human misery, man. I think we sit down and had this talk last week, but I wanted to bring up this topic because in the news I had seen the good brother Bun B just went to court last week.
Oh yeah, when he was crying and stuff.
Yeah, he actually got on the stand, you know, and started crying. But I'm gonna give y'all the backstory right quick. 5 years ago, someone tried to force their way inside his home, and he was upstairs at the time, and his wife opened the door. The guy forced his way in the house. I think he was about 17 at the time. And he held her at gunpoint and went in the garage to try to steal her car.
He was 17?
I think, yeah, he was definitely young, a little teenage, little young dude at the time. And he stole the car, but by the time he made it in the garage and into the car, Bun B came downstairs and actually shot the guy. The guy ended up getting away, but got caught. So fast forward 5 years, they finally go to trial, and Bun B actually got on the stand, you know, and told his side of the story. He said his wife is real traumatized, haven't been the same, haven't been back to their house since. And he started crying, like he got a jury, tears, and they convicted the young guy 40 years in prison. They gave him 40 years. Now, a lot of people in the comment sections were saying, like, shit, he's not in the streets anymore, and he changed his life around. He don't have to live by the street code. And all I was thinking was, what would Pimp C say? You know, because like me personally, I feel like you shot the guy already. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, if anything, try to talk to the young guy. You know what I'm saying? Or send him some resources to get his mind right, you know, because we know a lot of these guys their age, they only learn from the shit that we told them.
Right.
UGK music used to be drug dealing music or pimp hoes culture, you know, all of that, you know. So I feel like, bro, you got to use your platform and your voice to like guide these young men, but you just took another 40 years away from the young man, you know.
I agree. You know, I mean, like you said, you talked about the, you know,
hold on, that wasn't true.
They used to rap about, you know, I had the conversation with Bun B and Tesla and Figaro on the book.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Because he opened up the burger shop and everything. Everybody's coming through the burger shop, and I remember actually I gotta pull a clip, but I was just explaining how it's our responsibility, right, to usher in a new culture with this whole thing. And part of that new culture, I think, would have been because I don't think it wasn't that much cultural value, right? Seeing him cry on the stand, and the conversation was about whether he snitched or not, but the cultural value could have been about forgiveness and him creating an opportunity, right, to see that young man out in the streets. Because you know how it goes down in Texas, you know how it goes down in Houston. You feel me? Like you said, when you make music that's degrading, you make music that's pimping music, you feel me, gangster music, you feel me, mob music, if you will me. And then there's a generation that got that same mentality. You feel me? Like part of that, you gotta have some sort of empathy, right? For that generation that was raised on your music, quite frankly, raised from that culture. Right. So it's like there's a certain time where people that's in the streets, man, they do something dumb. You go rob somebody, you feel me? It just happened to be his house and where he's a changed man in the future. But I think it was a missed opportunity to have a message there that wasn't. The only thing became a debate was whether he's in the streets and whether you retire old and whether that code still matters to you and whether you're snitching or not. But I think that and I didn't hear the full testimonial, so maybe he did. I don't know. That was just the only part that what became viral. But I think that, man, when we think about these young cats that's in the streets nowadays, man, the unfortunate thing about life is that when you make that one mistake and nobody care and your life is gone after that, because that's the question. Do you think that young man life should be done for, right? Because he made one mistake. And I can't come to that conclusion because I made a lot of dumb mistakes in life, and sometimes you just don't get caught for them, right? And you get another opportunity. So I'm big on second chances, right? I don't know the circumstances around that young man, right? I don't know the trauma that Bun B has been going through his life over the last 10 years and what really came up and all the particulars around that. But it's just hard for me not to have empathy for young black men, especially during Mental Health Matters Month. You know what I mean? Seeing Bun B cry, that's trauma, right? But then
seeing
that young man get 40 years,
years,
right? I don't think he deserved 40 years whatsoever. I think that our prisons are not a place for rehabilitation, right? So, if we're not rehabilitating that life, then I think that's an unusual punishment for the crime. The man was caught. He was shot. You know what I'm saying? He got caught up. And I feel like we should have places to where we can restore our communities, not throw away our young men.
Yeah. Cause man, it was crazy.
Like they should allow the nation. They should allow them brothers to join the Nation of Islam, right, as a source of rehabilitation. And the Nation of Islam should get funding, right, because it has been the greatest rehabilitation for the streets, right, in the history of America. And if America and the rappers and the culture, right, got behind that vehicle as a place where these young men can go and get their mind right and shine up and get some knowledge of self, we would see the Black America change.
Cause it's like it's hard I know it's hard trying to like tell the youngins to like stop the cycle, cause we used to be in it and they look up to it. I had a talk with Lil Block today. He called me from the Fed and he was telling me that his little brother is on house arrest now. And you remember youngest son, the little kid. Now he's 18 and he's on house arrest, getting caught with a switch or a gun or something, And he was actually on a 3-way, and I had to explain to him. I'm like, bro, I literally told him, I said, you want a life sentence? You want to go to jail for life? Well, keep doing the stupid shit that you doing. I had to break it down to him like that. All your brothers in jail facing time, and you steady putting your mama through the stress. You got to steady pay for cases and help y'all out. Like, we just got to break that and just get people guidance, because shit, at the end of the day, just telling on somebody, sending them to jail, that ain't going to change them. Like you said, we got to actually get them the sources and the resources. Yeah, that's what I said. I remember I gave him all the toys.
I remember his mama used to play Ratatouille. She used to play that movie Ratatouille every single day. Every single day, that boy had that movie memorized.
Yeah, but it's just sad though, bro. Like, just watching your childhood friends, especially like when you like trying to be the example to show them like it's an alternative way than to just run the streets, and they still fall victim to it. It's like damn.
I mean, that's one of the things. It's like getting the like if I had the unlimited funding, I'm the president, and this is what I was telling RFK. I'm like, bro, I don't expect you to have a deep awareness and understanding on how to change Black America. One thing, if like the president's job, I was talking to Keenan about this. Like, your job is to create opportunities, right? And our job is to take advantage of the opportunity that's provided. But in the sense of how can you create the most impact in the Black community is by giving the resources to people that's already leading and creating an impact, right? The disconnection between funding and the grassroots is horrible. And there's this bourgeoisie control of the funds that's close to the money that never get to the surface. So there's never the impact. We see, which I think are good intentioned celebrities and things of that nature, right? That do philanthropy, that have these campaigns, but we should see more change that comes from this money. Yeah. You announce $100 million, $200 million fund, something crazy, and it's like we don't see enough stories that come from this money. So it's like either the sources that they're given to is so disconnected from creating real impact, they don't know how, or they're spending money on researching and trying to figure out how, right? Or they're allocating it to something that where they throw a big number at us, but that money doesn't actually really get allocated, at least not, in a time span that matters. It may be a 30, 40-year allocation, right, of a few $100 million as the problem continues to stack up and it gets more expensive. But we just don't see proper allocation of funds to grassroots to create real impact. And if I had my way, I would just have a task force that identify grassroots only, right? And focus on giving funds, right, to the people who already are doing and creating the most impact, but that need to scale their operations.
You'll make everybody wear crowns?
Nah, they ain't got to wear crowns. They ain't got to wear crowns.
They ain't got to wear them.
They ain't got to wear crowns. Only if they want that God body representation, they want to step outside with the highest, flyest cosmology of style ever known to man, then yeah, they can wear them. If you're going to jump into Crownz Society, you're saying that I represent power, I represent knowledge of self.
Stepping in the name of drip, get ready with me. Stepping in the name of drip, get ready.
I wear the crown to just symbolize, like, I know who I am, I know why I'm here, I know my purpose.
It's abundance, it's royalty, it's prosperity, it's energy.
Put in.
Yeah.
I gotta walk with my head held high because you gotta see this and you gotta see this.
I believe that if anybody wants to be able to protect their mind and be able to think freely, you gotta get Crownz Society today, man.
Neo after the blue pill, the color palette's all black. James Bond mixed with Malcolm X in my Che Guevara era.
But I think, Dr. Nuri Muhammad has said something powerful. He said the most powerful thing is a made-up mind. And I just feel like you gotta have your mind made up when you're ready to get your shit together and just stand on the business. Cause it's really easy, bro. Once you get into the routine of changing your life, like I said, it become a routine. It become a new habit. It becomes a new system, So you gotta make your mind up. Unless you want to keep falling victim to the same cycles, because we already know the outcome of that.
Yeah.
And, let's shift it again. I know you've been doing a lot of traveling, with the whole team, like, we be traveling a lot of whatnot. So today, I just seen that they finally made it possible for you to use your ID on your phone, a digital ID, instead of, you lose your ID a lot. I know I do. But it's only in 9 states right now, But you can scan your phone now and show them your physical ID now. What you think about that, man? Because I feel like
that's common sense that it should have been that way.
They give you digital tickets.
America's systems are old, bro.
Yes.
Like, it's nowhere near caught up to our to modern technological advancement, right? It's supposed to make everything more convenient, right? You gotta, America is old. If you want to see new technological advanced systems, go look at Japan. Go look at Korea, right? Go into the Eastern world and you're going to see advancement. Go to Dubai, right? And all these different places. America is not that space. The DMV is still old as hell, right? Like, for real. Like, it's been the same since I was a child. There's no reason that you should have to be going through that system. And something that they forcing people to get, right? I'm not even gonna go into the driver license versus traveling and a whole thing that goes into that. But when we talking about being able to travel somewhere, right? If it's not a commercial reason, you shouldn't need a driver license in the first place. You should be able to travel, right, through America. No, just travel, right, as your right. You feel me? So, but the idea that if you don't have a physical copy of something or this license, because that's what it is, it's a license, right? To do commerce and business on the interstate, you feel me? Basically like you're traveling with goods. And if that license expired, then you can't. But it's like, I'm not doing no business. So why does me having an expired license matter? I'm a human being that wants to travel. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is that not a governed human right? So for me, the idea of it is false in the first place.
Even the whole like process of getting another ID, man, you gotta have a piece of mail, and man, come on, man. Take the damn picture.
None of it matters. You know what I mean? And that goes into like really understanding the way America works, understanding how law works, right? And that's something that, we have private conversations in a high level club for people that want to get, we'll go into that later. But
the real question is, who let you get your license, though? Who was the officer that let you?
Bro, I taught you how to drive.
Stop it, bro. With keys drive, you gotta put 3 seatbelts on.
Let's do this. How many? Who you think has had the more accidents?
Me.
All right, then.
But
I don't want to hear nothing else.
I got every car fixed that same week for sure. 100%.
That ain't got nothing to do
and
with it.
And they wasn't no crazy accidents. And some of them wasn't even my fault. It
bro,
just
you crashed into a funeral
home.
But
I drive more than you, too. I did what?
He crashed into a funeral home. Like,
I wasn't driving. I was on the passenger side. But look, that's a true story, real talk. We hit a tombstone building. And, of course, I got out. You're your own driver, but anyway, the tombstone place, they was like, shit, y'all actually helped us out because we was finna knock the building down anyway. Allegedly.
But
listen though,
but I can drive
I most definitely can drive better than you.
Bro, you've been in too many accidents to ever say that. I am 1,000% keeping it real.
You think you can drive better than me?
I know I can.
Oh man, he's capping.
Like
have you ever been in the car with keys driving?
Nah, yeah.
You been in the car with me driving before? Yeah, I can drive.
Steve, you can't drive either, bro.
I didn't know how to drive prior to me having contacts. But now I can see everything.
I definitely don't trust contact drivers.
I can see everything. I drive like I'm on the ground.
I think the safest driver I know is my father.
Man, he 80.
But he always drove like that.
Speed limit.
You would think, I used to think like, yeah, gangster, like he supposed to drive mob. That man drive like it's Daisy. That dude be
I do drive like I'm on the run because in St. Louis, like we got a culture like at the time, right? Now I pull over because I got my license and shit and I'm always legit. But back in the day, boy, nobody stopping for the police. Like for real, that's just how we grew up.
But you still can't drive though, bro. You've been in too many accidents to be a good driver.
But yeah, Harvard scientists said they discovered aliens on our Earth. They said they live in space.
Man, they got that from Dr. Wesley.
They say aliens live inside the moon or underground.
Hold on. No. We gonna go to crypto-terrestrial.
Yeah, crypto-terrestrials, yeah.
Right? They laid it out. This is something that's in the book Chariots of the Black Gods, the UFO Reality and Alien Hoax by Dr. Wesley Muhammad. He was the person that laid that out 100%. They are just taking the story and the information, and that's their whole study, right? It's the Black Gods up there.
So they watched high-level conversations?
100%, bro. It's the Chariots of the Black God. The bro relayed everything out. They saying that Harvard professor A.V. Loeb says that aliens may be creating universes, including our own, in labs because they have godlike intelligence, right? And, they're basically saying that this is a plausible study for them to go based on all of the UAPs, UFOs, whatever, that have been cited and the technology that it'd be required. Now, Dr. Wesley laid it out to where he talked about the crypto-terrestrials. He talked about, their advanced technological capabilities undersea, right? And the extraterrestrials, the ones that's from different planets, and how these are humanoids, as we call them, aliens, meaning they're not from here. But when most people think about it, they think reptilians, but these are humanoids. These are human beings, right? Melanated human beings from different planets. So the brother lays it out clearly, right? He gives you the evidence. And Harvard and all these other places, all they really doing is just copying the science of the black guy. So shout out to my brother, Dr. Wesley. Part 2 coming soon.
I definitely believe it, though, because I remember when I first met Billy Carson, and he talked about this before, so I can bring it up. I actually asked him, like, how did he get into his studies? And this was after y'all had filmed high-level conversations. We had went out to dinner and all of that, just pay respect for him coming on the episode. And I was asking him, and he told me, like, shit, he basically got abducted. But his energy was giving me extraterrestrial vibes in, like, real life. So I believe, like, it's like something he might be on or something, Like, I actually believe it, though. And I think it's something far beyond just humans on this earth,
No, I mean, they humans. I think why we so disrespectful to humans?
Like aliens?
Why does something to be advanced has to be like humans are the greatest in the universe of all universes that we ever go get, right? Like there's nothing past us. We the gods, the center of the universe. Everything revolves around Earth. We the center of the universe. We the greatest life out there that is, and the most destructive at the same time. Humans play God. That's what we do. That's all we do all day long. We create ideas from our mind. We imagine things, come up with it. We build quantum machines, computers, flying creations. We've been doing this since eons of time. We have no beginning nor ending, right? And it's always been that way. We the gods. And if you don't want to believe it, that's on you. You can throw any book, you can go any problem, you can justify it through however you want to, but you know it innately. When you sit down with your human self and you think about the power of your own mind, you know that that's God, right? The God is only conceived in the mind of a human being, right?
Now,
like understand that.
Now, do you want to go with those Harvard scientists to go find out if there's extraterrestrial?
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not going up there. I'm not doing all that.
Why not, man?
Because first of all, I'm not traveling with no white people to the moon. I've seen nothing but bad movies about this. Nothing. Not one single movie has ever ended well.
What about
not
the
one.
Submarine shit?
I'm not going underwater. I grew up watching all them underwater movies.
Thanks.
It was some good ones like The Sphere, I think one was called.
I don't even know how to swim.
It was a bunch of them. Well, you're not gonna swim in deep water.
I'm just saying, like, I just know me personally.
I'm just knowing
with the water.
I'm not going no deep underwater, not with white people. If black people make it, I'm going. Like because I know if we make something that advanced, it's gonna be like next level. You know what I'm saying? Super advanced technology. I'm rocking with it. If the mothership pick me up and be like, bro, you trying to take a trip to Middle Earth? But let's go.
Yeah.
But I'm not going, because white people that ain't got this stuff figured out, they just be testing stuff. You know what I'm saying? They be sending rockets that just be exploding every single day, just wasting money. So you really think I'm going to go up there? Hell no, they ain't got this figured out.
White people do crazy. I seen this ain't got nothing to do with this, but I seen some what you call it, people that dive in the water, the skydivers. That's what not skydivers, but they went underwater and whatnot, and they found 25 kilos of cocaine and turned it in to the police, and it was valued at $1 million. I say black people would have kept that.
I would have did the same thing.
I know you would have turned it in for real.
Yeah, I would have turned it in. To a drug dealer.
What about you, Solomon? Solomon, what you would have did though? You would have turned it in?
No, I wouldn't have turned it in. I wouldn't have turned it in because I feel like they would have tried to arrest me like they making a bus on my way there.
That's the thing. Black people can't call it because you could have had a bench warrant.
It's more dangerous trying to turn it in.
And be a good Samaritan.
If anything, I'm gonna just leave it alone. I can't. First of all, I don't sell drugs. I don't have no connects to sell that kind of drugs, and I'm definitely not about to be moving it. So what I'm gonna do with it? And I'm not about to be making a phone call to ping my cell there so they know I was around when they go try to track whose it is. Yeah. I'm leaving it and I'm moving about my day. You know, ideally it sounds, oh, I'm going to do this. Boy, you go get caught.
I plead the fifth.
You go get caught. Everybody think they smart until they get caught. You know, now you gonna be trying to explain how it's not yours.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
And then the cartel coming after you for taking their way.
I ain't got time to be dealing with crackheads and all of that shit no more. Like, it's like, no. I probably done left it too, bro.
I mean, because when you there's a thing about life. Like, when you think through stuff,
yeah, now like
you realize logistically you can't handle that.
Yeah, I ain't got the time.
Like, how you gonna handle? First of all,
I don't even want to risk leaving the beach and all that and getting pulled over, and then
because it's the same question as saying, do you want to drive with all of them drugs in your trunk of your car? And is it worth the time that you would get? Then afterwards, now you got to go. Okay. Now you got to become St. Franklin.
Okay, I just would have took one.
Hell no, I'm cool. I'm gonna tell you how you can make some money off of it. So what you do is you come across it, you can turn it in, right? But you vlog the whole thing. You vlog the whole entire thing, put it on YouTube. Bro, you gonna get paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I just found this. Boom.
You know the comments.
What should I do?
Hella engaged.
You sitting there trying to figure it out. You do like a Issa story where it's like 40 parts. Man, you go get paid. Now you selling your story. Now you everywhere.
I'm finna just go make some fake bricks.
You gotta learn how to.
Hey.
That's the God mind.
I'm finna go make some fake ones and then do that.
That's the God mind, man. You gotta learn. This is what creativity is. You gotta be able to use your mind. See, you would have went, a person looks at, this is like abstract thinking. You look at it, what can I do with this? Oh, sell, go to do dangerous. Nah, fool. We in 2024. The opportunities are more now. Vlog this. People will watch this. If you want to sell and turn it in, that's fine. Right? Now, make it a documentary. What they gonna say? How come you vlogged this and got made content before you turned it in? Because I wanted to make money because I don't sell drugs, but I can make money off turning in the drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Just life.
No, but it's all documented.
Yeah.
There's no law that says you have to immediately call the police.
Yeah, that's good.
I can take an hour or two to vlog and talk through my process. You know what I'm saying? It's documented all on camera. So, you know, the evidence is going to be turned in. So it's good. I'm going to blast the evidence all on social media. Now you got to deal with somebody going to come after you for turning it in. Hey, like this food, that's the food that's the food that turned it in. Now they're going to come after you for the money you made on the content to get the money back for the drug loss.
Man.
You got a lot to think about, is all I'm saying. It's a lot to think about. But use your brain, man. Use your mind, man. There's so many more routes to success and wealth today. And the hood routes are the lowest of thinking.
Thanks.
Because first of all, it's not a single thing original. 1 million people have got caught before you, right? So it actually makes it the dumbest route because it's a route that is full of failure. Right? And nobody wins in that route. So you got to think abstract, think differently. How do you command your reality in a different way to where you can still be successful? And I think, like, as we laughing, that's an important piece of understanding coming from the streets, right? How to, like, there's people that's in the hood right now. It's one thing I respect about, like, LA. They've been really turning, like, you know, and unfortunately some of this stuff don't just stay on social media, turn to street politics, but they have learned to take some of that lifestyle, right, that intrigues people, that Hollywood has always glamorized. And they say, how about we document that ourselves and monetize that, right, and get paid off that? And there's so many people that have created jobs just off their lifestyle. There's people that create funny videos off of it, whatever. And it's like, you know, instead of being caught up in it, use it.
Yeah.
Right? Your lifestyle is of value to somebody else, right? There's somebody that's homeless right now. If they got a phone and some Wi-Fi, they can document their process and probably get people to care about them and get paid, right? Like YouTube allows everybody to be able to create their own show and their own movie at will, right? Use your life. Social media allows you to be able to do that. You can download apps and invest. There's so many different routes to success and wealth today that all you have to do is use your creativity and your imagination, and then the world has already built the tools as resources for you to get them done at a low cost. So it's like your excuses are your ignorance. And so if you educate yourself, there's really nothing that you can do. The hood is no longer local, it's global, right? It's only local if you don't tap into the resources of the globe, which you can do directly through your phone.
Man, because you just reminded me of some excuses over with. A homeless guy had asked me for some money, right? And I was like, shit, I don't even carry cash no more. He say, I got Cash App and I got Chime. I say, it sound like you got a computer too. So, you know, like you said, man, excuses over with.
The
now,
homeless,
man.
I seen a post where they were showing how homeless men used to look and how homeless men look now. And the homeless man look like a regular person now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the goalpost has changed, right? If you look at the statistics, and the average person is broke. They don't have $10,000 away for savings in an emergency. So it's like, I don't judge people based on that. But what I am saying is that in order for you to get to that point, first of all, you gotta get your mind right. I remember when I didn't have 5,000 for an emergency, or 10,000 for an emergency, 20,000, whatever it may be, and I just had to start with self. I started with self, and I went through that audit. Like, what does my 100% life look like? I thought about the things that I wanted. Then I thought about what was I willing to do and or become in order to get those things, right? I would listen to the same programming every single day, and it became ritualized in my mind to where that was what I was immersed with. So I would literally wake up every single day and listen to the same recording over and 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 over. Then I would only surround myself with people who had what I wanted. If you wasn't making more money than me, then I don't want to be around you. If you didn't have the type of influence I wanted, the access, the resources, you didn't have some knowledge to put me up on game, I want aspects of your lifestyle. So I want the transference, that quantum transference that happens just being around people, right? To influence my life and my reality. So therefore, I was able to start building my life, right, from where I was to where I wanted to be. And that's why I came up with that quote, what you do frequently becomes your frequency. And so I think it first start with, like my brother Nuri says, cleaning up your life, right? Cleanliness is godliness. Clean your life, right? Clean your life mentally, morally, spiritually, financially. Clean your debt out. Clean your credit out, right? Clean your bad habits out. Clean your room out, right? Clean, 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 right? Then add. Orderly, construct, organize, build. So starts off with those small list of, right, what does my 100% life look like, right? What are my top 3 goals that I can compete this month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 3 years, 6 years, 10 years, right? And it's important to increment those into short-term goals into long-term. Long-term is necessary for a vision over your life so that you don't get to a place of comfort. Comfort is the enemy of success, because a comfortable man is not a real man. I want y'all to understand it, and I might not say it in a way that you may appreciate it. But once a man gets comfortable, he dies. The spirit dies, the ambition dies, and you stop wanting to be seen, and you go into the darkness. And once you go into that darkness, you start to implode. Those characters that we sing, that brightness that you have, that joy that you have as a young, ambitious man, that you think like, oh, I can do anything. You start becoming negative. All your self-talk is negative. Nobody cares about it. Nobody gonna help me. Nobody gonna do this. And then the battle becomes beating your own negative self-talk to get to a positive space so that you can actually start producing. Because everybody understands those things I talk about. Keys is, I be like, it's opportunity exists. They like, I'm fighting myself though. I'm fighting myself every day and losing. And it's like, okay, do something different, right? What is that thing that you can do that's a little different that's going to make a difference, right? And, you know, once you start cleaning up your life, it's very hard not to start organizing. Get rid of the sugar. Get rid of the processed foods. Work out. Go do something different. Go get up in the morning and go run around the block early in the morning. Break your current, like, this is a huge, great example. Your current self has current habits. If you watch yourself from a third person perspective, you will watch yourself get up every single day, do the same routine every single day, live the life, and get the results. And then it's like, okay, if you wanted that version of yourself to do more, you would have to break them out of their current habits. So you would start writing. Imagine if you can just write down on the paper. Imagine if you can just write down on the paper and everything you write down, they started to do, right? So, hey, I need them to get up earlier. I need them to get up at 5 in the morning and go run. Because what you're trying to do is break the chain. You're trying to break the cycle of habits because their current habits is only producing their current results. Then you say, okay, I need them to start writing down their goal because I want it to be reinforced in them. Then you say, okay, I need them to start detoxing from answering the phone from certain people. Then I need them to start taking themselves in new environments and exposing themselves so that your brain start to change, right? The things you think about. One of the greatest hacks is taking yourself to places of luxury and immersing it and breathing it in as if you deserve this, right? Looking at, trying on clothes that perhaps you can't afford right now, but you're trying on your next life, right? Your next level. I've done this plenty of times. I've done every routine, ritual that you can think of to break the current paradigm of myself to get to new habits and enter into a new paradigm, a new world, a new frequency. And so like change the chain of habits you have and you break free from that version of yourself and go into a new chain of habits so that you can go into a new version of yourself. So I think this is where a lot of people get lost. I in the book club, we definitely go read the habits book, but it's like thinking about it in that capacity. I think about that all the time of designing myself. How do I change myself at a fundamental level? And that change really just looks like breaking your habits. So start from there. Write down the things that you need yourself to do in order to get the results that you want yourself to get, right? In order to live the life that you see yourself living. And so if you don't want those results, then don't do it. If you're happy with the life and you're comfortable, don't fake it. Don't act like you want more.
Yeah.
And then leave people alone that want more. Leave women alone that want more. Like if there's women out there that want greatness for themselves and they want to be with a great man. Don't lie to them that you want greatness for yourself, right? Because they wasting their time with you when they could be helping a great man, right? So I think that that's an important idea. And the same thing vice versa, women. If you're not trying to be a great wife to a great man, don't waste your time, meaning that you need to be a partner. You need to understand that, he's going to invest his time on his vision so that he can enrich himself in knowledge, wisdom, understanding, so that he can execute. You got to be challenging and putting your energy into helping that person advance. If you don't want to, don't aspire to be with a great man if you're not ready to be a great partner. So I think that we got to be accountable, right? Not just for our own self-desires, but what we can add to other people. And I think that that's where things get mismatched because I don't think that people should get married for love, right? I think people should get married for life. And what I mean by that, I think that pick your partner based on who can help you build the best life.
And I was actually having a talk with somebody in the high level club, and he's basically saying like, shit, how can he get focused? And I was like, man, I try to tell all the young brothers to write it down. That way, if you get distracted, you got a piece of paper that you can look at physically. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, even if you got to put it in your notes or make it your screensaver on your phone, make sure you got this list. And then once you complete everything on the list, make another list because this shit don't never stop, And I try to explain to him, like, don't ever, like you said, get comfortable. Because when you get distracted and get comfortable, you guys always remember you got that list in your pocket, for real.
That go-getter mentality ain't in everybody. You have to want it for yourself at a different level. And I just want everybody to be honest with themselves. I think that's just really what it comes down to. Just be honest with yourself. Yes, it looks good because the way greatness looks on, the way you wear greatness, everybody gonna love greatness. It's like you put on a tailored, fresh, fly suit. Everybody want that. You know what I mean? It looks good when you put it on. But think about all the things that person had to do to afford that, right? So a person be like, yo, read this book real quick. You know what I mean? Don't do nothing else until you finish reading that book. You don't want to do it. You want to go watch TV. Don't say you want what comes from this habit there. Don't say you want what comes from this activity, right? You like that car out there. It looks beautiful, right? You like that new Tesla. Go ask that driver how they got it. right? Go ask them.
If you ain't willing to put that work in on next.
Nah, go ask them about their routines and their challenges. If you don't want their challenges, you don't want their rewards. You know what I mean? Go ask that bodybuilder, man, how the hell you know what I'm saying? What are your challenges? What are the hardest thing about getting this? If you can't overcome their hardest challenge, don't ask for their rewards. When that person tells you, man, I ain't gonna, some days it's tough being this disciplined, having this consistent intake, right? Doing this every single day, pushing yourself past the pain. You know what I'm saying? You know, having this anxiety about reaching these goals and sometimes not having people, right, that's going to help you with it and going through that dark space. Like ask people about their challenges, because
what if it was
every level
challenge?
Of success comes with a challenge.
Like
if it's ain't no such thing as a big reward and an easy challenge.
Listen, Key. Like, what if I asked them, like, how did you lose this weight? And they be like, shit, I just took this Ozempic shot. And they, you know, just passed the shot. They ain't go to the gym, do none of that shit. You know, they just jumped over a little hurt.
Well, you can't fake muscles. You know what I mean? You can't fake that. So if you want to look like one of them addicts, you feel me, that just got off, you know what I mean, whatever they was addicted to and just got out the rehab, I don't think you walking up to one of them people and asking them that.
Right.
But the one thing about it is you can't fake the gym. No matter what, you have to work out. No matter what, you have to go through pain. Unless, you know, you inherited some money and you asking somebody about their wealth, that's different. But what was their challenges? Their challenges is that they couldn't do it the natural way. Their challenge was that they were so overweight and their habits were so bad and they didn't have the discipline, didn't have the focus, right? They couldn't do that. And so they still have that problem. Right? To this day, just because they take it, they still have that problem. So, like, do you want their insecurities, their depression?
Yes.
Right? Then follow their routine because you're taking on their discipline. So I'm just getting to that point of like, bro, I just want people to be honest about what they really are willing to do for the things that they say they want. Because I just think we got a society of people who be lying like a mug. Like, bro, you don't want to be successful. You don't want to be rich. You don't want more for yourself. I had that conversation with myself when I see people with things, right, or achievements, and I'm like, all right, do I want to do the thing that they did to get it? Not do I want what they have. Do I want to do it? Then, all right, what's that process? Am I willing to go through all of that? And if I am, if I say, cool, then I'm go get it. But if I'm not, then we move that to the side. It look good on them. Happy for you, brother. But I'm not willing to do what you did in order to get it. So, you know, I just think that's a message that we need to have, especially as we talk about entrepreneurship. You know, we talk about wealth building. We talk about accountability. I think honesty with yourself is the biggest cure right now, right, to public dissatisfaction. It's the biggest cure to getting people to go from where they are to transform their life and to live their 100%. I don't want no more weak. I don't want any weak men around me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want any weak women around me, right? You have to be strong in your pursuit of things. You have to be strong in your mind. I don't want yes men around me. I want people, yes women around me. I want people that know who they are, right? And that's honest with themselves, because you coming around for the right reasons. You're doing things for the right reasons. And we enter in a new earth, man. And this new earth, we don't want the same curses.
So this has been another wonderful episode of the Man to Man podcast. Appreciate my good brother, Mr. 19 Keys, you know, for always dropping the game and the wisdom. The next episode, I felt like, you know, for it being Mental Health Month and, you know, Juneteenth and everything coming up, I want to curate an episode that's like extremely impactful, like one of our most impactful episodes ever that we ever did. So
do your research. Y'all heard what he said. Steve said he's going to do an extreme amount of research for the next episode. I'm holding you accountable to that.
I'm going to hold myself accountable.
All right, good. Yeah. I'm holding you accountable to that. He's holding himself accountable to that. Y'all holding him accountable to that. The whole entire episode is going to be programmed by Steve. I'm not going to do any work.
Every episode is programmed by me.
That's not true. That's not true. Man to man, that ain't true. That ain't true.
Yeah.
Top the cap. All right.
Welcome to the Man to Man podcast.